Good morning. I'd like to call the Kankakee County Full Board meeting for October 10th to order. Today's invocation is from Rosemary Foster.
As we embark on this fall season, collectively, this body is charged with the responsibility of stewardship. We marvel at the changing colors of the leaves, knowing we had nothing to do with it, but accepting a higher power. Each one of us represents various demographics of the county: teachers, laborers, entrepreneurs, farmers, activists, social services, retirees, veterans, police, firefighters, and on and on. Therefore, I pray for our chairman and various levels of county government, and in particularly for this body. Grant us wisdom to govern amid conflicting interests and issues, the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement, and remembering grace should be given often and abundantly to all. Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, roll call, please.
Mr. Hess.
Present.
Mr. Tholen. Mrs. Polk.
Present.
Mr. Snipes.
Present.
Mr. Seroy. Mrs. Weber.
Present.
Mrs. Parker.
Present.
Mr. Fairfield. Mr. Carrico. Mr. Eckhoff. Mr. Swanson.
Present.
Mr. Featherling. Mr. Dunhill. Mr. Miller. Mr. Long. Mr. Kirkstra. Mr. Hunter. Mr. Smith. Mr. Alexander Hildebrand. Ms. Foster. Ms. Andrade. Ms. Armour Earps. Mr. Ashcraft. Ms. Monday. Ms. Rittmanick-Emmy. Mr. Scanlon. Ms. Turner. Mr. Wheeler.
Present.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Under public commentary, have it's like a few, I think three. Bob Forsyth from Mantino. The microphone right back there.
In the beginning, you guys talked about changing leaves. This is exactly what you're going to do in Mantino with changing the environment. You voted on the Gotion, on putting the Gotion building up. Tim Nugent was in here on a special meeting. You guys didn't have a lot of time to think about it, but there was a question about it, and you guys decided to back off because Tim Nugent told you it was a great deal for the county. And it's really not. There's a big environmental, there's water issues, there's air issues. You have a school that's an elementary school that's about 1.5 miles away. It's not good for the community. There's security reasons. I mean, Marco Rubio just sent a letter to Secretary Yellen. There's a big conflict there. I'd really like for you guys to reconsider your vote. Come back and re-vote on it again because it's not good for the county. I know you look at dollars, but this isn't a dollar issue. This is a health quality issue. There's a lot to be reconsidered in Mantino. So I would really hope you guys would consider this. You guys got played by Tim Nugent. He played all of us. There's no plan. Don't look at me and roll your eyes. I see you sitting up there. You know, this is a big deal here. This is the biggest deal in Illinois that's ever happened. And there's no plan for this. And you can't ask questions. You don't get answers. Tim Nugent sits there and doesn't say a word. And now you're going to sit in the center and do the same thing. And I really think that every board member needs to reconsider what they just voted on, and it needs to be rescinded and re-voted again. Because I think in your hearts you guys know this isn't good for Illinois. It's not good for the nation. It's not good for Mantino. It's right by a quarry. There's a lot of stuff that can happen over there, and if there is a fire, it'll never be put out. I've talked to firemen, and they even told me everything's contaminated. There's nothing there. Thank you.
Next is David. Is it Kiken, I believe?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Dave Kiken. I'd also like you to reconsider your votes. I'd like the planning commission or whoever has to rezone this to give us time to get some answers. I live in Manteno, wasn't aware of this until a little over a month ago, and there has been no question and answer time. We've gone to meetings now, and the board in Manteno and the mayor of Manteno is silent. They put the bullet points out that Gotion has given them to put out. It's personally, I'm not going to be around that much longer. My concerns are the relationship with the Communist Chinese Party. I mean, they're just ruthless. They had one child thing. They aborted everything else. They take organs from their own citizens because of they don't like their religion. The Uyghurs are persecuted by them and such. But I look at my grandson, and then I look at the environmental impact of things, and there just isn't anything good about this. The toxicity of things, as was mentioned, if there is an emergency, not being able to contain the fire. We've got the government with our tax money giving these people $8 billion for a $2 billion plant. And now our only recourse is for us citizens to spend more money to take them to court. But if we could get the board here to delay things until at least our questions are answered, because right now I've got all sorts of questions, but our people in power don't answer any of those questions. So I respectfully ask that the board reconsider and not give the zoning issue until the citizens are satisfied with the questions that we have. Thank you.
Annette Lamore from Manteno as well, please. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Annette Lamore. I was born and raised in Manteno, Illinois. I love my hometown. I have seen a lot of changes in the course of my life. I'm 74 years old, so of course I've seen a lot of changes. But this one that they're asking us to agree to is the worst thing that could happen to our town. I heard it on the radio. It was not announced at a public board meeting. And when I heard it on WVLI, I immediately decided I had to do something about this. So I messaged all of our trustees, and I thought they would hopefully answer me. I said, this could be a bad thing for our town. The health and safety of our people is the most important thing, and the chemicals in a lithium battery factory are highly explosive and dangerous. Why would we risk this? Why would we put cancer-causing agents that could leach into our community? Please vote no, and please let me know that you got my text. Not one trustee answered me, not even one. So then I decided, well, I am going to message the mayor. I said, are there any informational meetings for the people to attend? And he answered me and said, there are no informational meetings that I know of. There has been no discussion with the people. They do not answer us. We've been going to village board meetings. The first meeting we went to, which was right after we heard about it, there were about 50 of us that showed up. And I think 12 or 13 spoke. We get to speak, no answers, no communication. Mayor doesn't want to talk to us. The trustees don't want to talk to us. So then we got together the following week, and there were about 100 people that showed up at our meeting place at the Sportsman's Club. We raised over $17,000 that night. We hired a lawyer. Our law group is out of Minneapolis. They contacted us because they are fighting this problem in Michigan with Gotion, and they offered their services to us. Well, we had to come up with $20,000, and we did that within a few more days, and we're still fundraising. We know this is a bad thing for our community. It's going to change Manteno drastically. Traffic, pollution. We've done a lot of research. We know they're going to use 500 to 800,000 gallons of water a day in this plant to cool the chemicals that they are using. There was an explosion 2 years ago in Morris, Illinois. If you haven't read about that, please go home and check it out online. You can't put these fires out. If an electric car catches on fire, water doesn't work, chemicals don't work. The only thing that works is concrete. So do you think our fire department's gonna have to buy concrete trucks now? Cement trucks? It's ridiculous. I have also met with our fire chief. I spent two and a half hours with him one morning last week. We don't have the facilities to handle something bad that could happen in this plant. Plus, we don't want it. We don't want 2,600 people who God knows where they're gonna come from. A lot of them are gonna come from China. But I want you to know I did the math on this. With the federal money that's coming for this plant, which is $7.5 billion, added to the state's contribution, which is about $500 million, that's $8 billion. To find 2,600 jobs, do you realize that money is $3 million per job? $3 million per job. Do the math. It's ridiculous. Our money could be spent for better things and better businesses, and especially we do not want communists coming into Manteno. So please rescind your vote. Please help us stop this. We're going to continue to fight for it. We had a meeting last night, and there were 300 people that showed up. Everybody's against it in Manteno, except the mayor and his cronies and the village board. So thank you for hearing me.
Thank you. Let's see here.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, procedurally, yes. It's a procedural question? I'm sorry.
I was just wondering, if with all due respect, Mr. Chairman, I know that the comments for public comments are directed to the chair, but I could not sit here and listen to the libelous statements which are not predicated upon facts. The Economic Alliance has a video and frequently asks questions on the Gotion matter. I would assume that people, like myself, I vote on facts and data as opposed to hyperbole, fallacious allegations which are not predicated upon facts. It's my understanding that the village of Manteno is sending individuals overseas. The Economic Alliance is sending people overseas. KCC is sending personnel overseas to check out the Gotion plant. And I was hoping that maybe those individuals who spoke would have that information and also do some research regarding this particular matter. I think, if I remember correctly, with respect to the Gotion matter, to a person, it was a unanimous vote with respect to the positive aspects of the Gotion development as opposed to the negatives. I heard also in recent, again, as Friday, that
Yes, Mr. Snipes.
I understand that, with all due respect, Commissioner Hunter, this is the public comment portion. They're allowed to say what they want to say, whether
I would agree,
with
sir.
or not.
I would agree. And if we could, I would say that this would be appropriate if you do want to talk about this situation and what our vote was. That would be under old business. That would be under old business. I had to rule on the point of order, and we'll, please bring it up in old business, because I think there's a misrepresentation of what we voted on here that needs to come out. but I don't think that is the time. It's not appropriate. So I would agree. Thank you. Moving on, is any more public comment from someone who didn't have a slip? Okay. No vacancy appointments, presentations and proclamations today. Certificate of appreciation, Carl O'Neill for maintenance for 25 years. Carl's in the building, I'm sure. Or maybe out front. Sorry. If he was sitting here, I'd say the same thing. He's a good dude, and we're happy to have him. The minutes of the last meeting, September 12th, 2023. Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Ms. Parker, Mr. Featherling, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Claims Committee.
Mr. Chairman and members of the County Board, your Committee on County Claims would beg leave to report they have examined the following claims presented and recommend payment. The clerk is hereby authorized and directed to issue orders to the several claimants. Total claims of $16,203,733.51.
Alrighty, is there a motion to approve Mr. Eckhoff? A second. Ms. Foster, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hess. Aye. Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes. Aye. Mrs. Weber. Aye. Mrs. Parker. Mr. Fairfield. Aye. Mr. Kirko. Aye. Mr. Eckhoff. Aye. Mr. Swanson.
Aye.
Mr. Featherling. Aye. Mr. Donnell. Aye. Mr. Miller. Aye. Mr. Long. Aye. Mr. Kirkstra. Aye. Mr. Hunter. Aye. Mr. Hildebrand. Aye. Ms. Foster. Aye. Ms. Andrade. Aye. Ms. Armour Earps. Aye. Mr. Ashcraft. Aye. Ms. Monday. Aye. Ms. Rittmanick-Emmy. Aye. Mrs. Turner. Aye. Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Thank you. Under department reports, if we could get them read.
County Collector's Monthly Report for August 2023. Total cash and bank and investments of $31,901,314.54. County Treasurer's Monthly Report for August 2023. Ending balance at tax operating account First American Bank of $27,754,863.43. The tax collection account at First American Bank, the ending balance of $1,429,379.03. The tax e-pay account at First American Bank, ending balance of $2,717,072.08. Coroner's Monthly Report for August. Total calls 130, coroner's cases 20, autopsies 9, toxicology 9, 1 donation, 2 fetal, 71 hospice, 36 referrals, 88 cremations, 3 outside x-rays, 1 COVID-19, 6 pending, forgive me. Income summary report for August 2023, total of $11,338.75. Circuit clerk cash book for month ending August 2023, total dispersed $379,781.17. Recorder's monthly report for August 2023, disbursement fees paid to the county treasurer of $159,563.03. County clerk's monthly report for August 2023, total of $28,581.36. Monthly building division report for August 2023, total permits 104, total fees of $112,032. Animal control monthly report for August 2023, total fees of $39,076.50. Total animals handled 131. And the monthly resolution list for October 2023, total to the county of $893,064.80.
Alrighty, is there a motion to combine and approve there? Mr. Ashcraft, a second with Dr. Polk. Any questions, comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same side.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under consent agenda, anything that needs to come off and be considered separately? And so I'll give you a moment to read through those. And a second time. Motion to approve, combine and approve. Mr. Eckhoff, second with Mr. Miller. If we could get the Those read in the record, please, the titles. Titles.
Appointment of Martin Groff to the Union Drainage District Number 2 of the towns of Janir and Momence. Appointment of Cole Cammon to the Spring Creek Drainage District. The appointment of Tamika A. Talley to the Kankakee County Housing Authority. The reappointment of Grant Van Voorst to the Kankakee County Sheriff Merit Commission. The reappointment of Hollis Clark to the Kankakee County Sheriff Merit Commission. The reappointment of Gerald Hoekstra to the Kankakee County Sheriff Merit Commission. The reappointment of Lisa Dugan to the Kankakee County Sheriff Merit Commission. The reappointment of Craig Scoffsma to the Clawson Park Drainage District. The reappointment of John Keeher to the Rockville Drainage District Number 1. The reappointment of Ronald Beaver to the Rockville Drainage District Number 1. The reappointment of Robert Sherman to the Momence Pembroke Union Drainage District Number 1. The reappointment of Richard Hansen to the Minnie Creek Drainage District. The reappointment of Michael Lambert to the Exline Creek Drainage District. The reappointment of Mark Chapman to the Raymond Drainage District. The reappointment of Tony Langloy to the Canavan Drainage District. The reappointment of Jeff O'Connor to the Gar Creek Drainage District. The reappointment of Donald Ship to the Mantino Drainage District Number 9. The reappointment of Gerald Hoekstra to the Little Beaver Special Drainage District. The reappointment of Keith Zellhart to the Snake Creek Drainage District. The reappointment of Nina Epstein to the Kankakee County Public Building Commission. The reappointment of Tinker Parker to the Animal Welfare Advisory Committee. The reappointment of Christy Slaby to the Animal Welfare Advisory Committee. The reappointment of Abigail Smith to the Animal Welfare Advisory Committee. The reappointment of Gerald Thiessen to the Yellowhead, Washington Union Drainage District Number 2. Declaration and disposal of surplus equipment and vehicles for the Kankakee County Sheriff's Department. Holidays to be observed by the offices of Kankakee County for calendar year 2024. Amendment to Fund 790 Teen Court of the combined annual budget and appropriation for Kankakee County, Illinois for the 2023 fiscal year. And amending Chapter 6, Section 6-33, Classes of Licenses of the Kankakee County Code of Ordinances.
So those are read in the record. If that's a long list, so if someone still had one they want to pull off and consider separately now that you've heard it, please let me know. Because I would, yeah, that's a long list. So if not, we can go through with, we have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Mr. Hess. Aye. Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Weber.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker. Mr. Fairfield.
Aye.
Mr. Kirkove. Mr. Eckhoff.
Aye.
Mr. Swanson.
Aye.
Mr. Featherling.
Aye.
Mr. Donnell.
Aye.
Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Long.
Aye.
Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye.
Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hildebrand.
Aye.
Ms. Foster.
Aye.
Ms. Andrade. Ms. Armour Earps.
Aye.
Mr. Ashcraft.
Aye.
Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Ripmanick Emmy.
Aye.
Ms. Turner.
Aye.
Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Under finance, if we can just get the title of this read in the record.
Resolution of the County Board of Kankakee County, Illinois, authorizing approval of professional services agreement, supplement number 1 for preliminary and design engineering services, phases 1 and 2, with Hutchison Engineering for reconstruction of County Highway 9 between US 4552 and Interstate Route 57, section 08-00286-00-FP.
Alrighty, this moved to finance from building and grounds. We didn't have a quorum that day, so is there a motion to approve this one to start with? Mr. Long, a second. Let's see here, Mr. Fairfield.
Polk.
I just want to make sure everybody knows what this is. I don't know, Ben, real quick, you want to talk about the construction of 9, where this is at and where it's going? Or, oh, I'm sorry, Greg. You guys are yeah, I apologize, Greg. I didn't see you sitting there. Just give the committee an idea what this means, and 3 lanes, 5 lanes, all that stuff.
Yeah. Back when we started, this section number 08 means this project started in 2008. And back then, we had a plan to go to 5 lanes. Then an interchange got built at Bourbonnais Parkway. It lessened the traffic, so we had to go back. It didn't qualify for 5 lanes, so we had to design for 3. Now we're going back to a 5-lane section with the anticipated traffic coming to the town. And as part of all this, the engineer's been redesigning, keeping moving, while we've been trying to, the goalposts have been changing, but they've been keeping moving forward so this thing can get built on time.
So multi-use path, curb, the whole thing. It's going to be done all the way from the bridge all the way through Well, the bridge is being done separately, but it's going bridge all the way over to 45.
Just short of 45.
Just short of 45. Okay, just want to make sure the project is explained properly because it's large in scope and will have a
Yeah, the engineers had to do
generational impact on improving traffic as things grow. So, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was kind of trying to figure out what we were supposed to do when we talked about the bridge fund we were talking about. Sorry. I got it written down here somewhere. I'll find it and I'll get back.
Yeah, come back. Yeah, that's all good.
I wrote it down on the wrong page.
Okay. So everybody understands the scope. And we were going to construct the 3 lanes on top of 5 to start with because we knew that in so many years, and this was Ben and Greg working on this, but now we knew we were going to need the 5 lanes in a short throw. But now we're actually going to approach doing that as soon as we possibly can. Also come to find out that there is now a $2 million delta on the project from when it was priced pre-inflation to where we're at right now. So I'm going to start shaking every tree possible to get that $2 million. And they can't tell me they don't have it. They just gave away $570 million.
Second time for me.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, finish. You figured out the question.
Say short of 45. Run that by me, Greg.
What does short of 45 mean?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what was the question?
What does short of 45 mean?
Right near the gas station. IDOT is working on a project for improvement of that intersection, and they would take care of that portion that we leave off at. They'll be a match line, and they'll widen the intersection, improve the signals, but that's far down the line. But it's in their it's on their radar.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Mr. Eckhoff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this is just strictly for the engineering phase?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Mr. Hunter.
I want to make sure I can speak here. I think, most of us are here for the health, safety, and welfare of our citizens in Kankakee County. But I just got a question. If you and Ben could maybe speak to this development, will this enhance the quality of life and improve the traffic flow with any future development for northern part of the county, specifically Bourbonnais and their development at 318, also at Manteno, Manteno's exit, and any future development that may be considered for future development?
I think what we're doing at the MPO, I think maybe where Ben is going in future things with Career Center and things like that.
Yeah. So I guess to kind of look at the entirety of the projects, when we review all of our projects in our long range plan, we score them based on current traffic conditions, future traffic conditions, reduction in crashes, reduction in congestion, which reduces overall greenhouse gas emission, and we score them, and then we turn those over to the MPO Policy Committee, of which Chairman Wheeler chairs, and they're allowed to vote on them and pick the projects. This was our next project up, right? So this is the highest ranking project outside of Armour and Route 50, which obviously is, although not a local jurisdiction project, we have a part to that. This is kind of a scenario where you build it and they come, you see what's happening at the 6,000 interchange. I will just say this, though, as it relates to the health and safety of the residents. Our goal is to not create conflicts in driving, and one of the things we didn't want to have on the 9,000 corridor was a 3-lane with the bi-directional turn lane. That causes more instances for head-on collision, and those are certainly ones where you most definitely want to avoid those. So by looking at this project to where we can quickly get this into a 5-lane project, allowing people to turn and not having that bi-directional turn lane all the way throughout the corridor. So because it creates a condition of no passing. You'll notice on Route 17 as you're heading out of Kankakee all the way to Limestone, no passing. What do people do? passing the bidirectional turn lane. So we want to reduce those because we don't want crashes. Trucks are on the rise. Products, coming into the intermodal facility are being hauled through our county every day. There's going to be no decrease or drop off in this. By increasing capacity on our roadways, we're allowing commerce and people to more freely flow through our community, but we certainly just want to design it the best way possible so we can get good services and people through our community. This 9,000 is part of that. Next one might be 12,000. You just kind of work your way along the line. Certainly 6 is a big road that carries a lot of traffic. This is that next logical segment.
So I guess there is a plan, and there was a plan, and then the plan had to change. So we've shifted directions to provide a better asset to the community. Now the key is we have to go chase the money because of the cost overruns, not because of the addition, but because of the just the market in and of itself.
Of which we've had some very positive feedback from DOT staff. There are some programs they have available, and obviously the chairman, with the assistance of our state representative and senator, will be looking at additional funds too.
Yeah. Same thing happened at Armour Road, by the way. Exact same situation. It was predicted to be one cost, and it came in significantly higher, and they covered that because they saw the need. It was a true economic development need and community safety need in that corridor. So thanks for your time. I know I kind of surprised you on this, but I think the board needed to know that there is a method behind some of this madness. So Ms. Monday.
Yes, and I just want to reiterate what you said. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this particular project began in 2008, you said?
Correct.
Okay, so thank you, gentlemen, for working on this so diligently over the years so that it will assist with Manteno's growth. Thank you.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Just want to make sure. Okay, we have the motion and a second on the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, roll call vote, please. Sorry.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Weber.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker.
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield.
Aye.
Mr. Kirko.
Aye.
Mr. Eckhoff. Mr. Swanson.
Aye.
Mr. Featherling.
Aye.
Mr. Dunhill. Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Long.
Aye.
Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye.
Mr. Hunter.
Aye.
Mr. Hildebrand.
Aye.
Ms. Foster.
Aye.
Ms. Andrade.
Aye.
Ms. Armour Earps. Mr. Ashcraft.
Aye.
Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Rittman-McEmmey.
Aye.
Ms. Turner. Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Unless someone has an issue, these next two ARPA items are relatively small in the scope of ARPA. Could we have a motion to combine and approve these? Mr. Long, Mr. Hunter with a second. We can get the titles read in the record.
Authorizing expenditure from fiscal year 2023 Fund 98 America Rescue Lost Revenue Fund to the Kankakee County Sheriff's Department for vehicles and to Kankakee County for the bus pad.
Alrighty. If any questions about any of that, we went through it in finance. Well, the first finance, not earlier finance today. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Weber.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker.
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield.
Aye.
Mr. Kirko.
Aye.
Mr. Eckhoff.
Aye.
Mr. Swanson.
Aye.
Mr. Featherling.
Aye.
Mr. Dunhill.
Aye.
Mr. Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Long.
Aye.
Mr. Kirkstra.
Aye.
Mr. Hunter.
Aye.
Mr. Hildebrand.
Aye.
Ms. Foster.
Aye.
Ms. Andrade.
Aye.
Ms. Armour Earps. Mr. Ashcraft.
Aye.
Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Rittman-McEmmey.
Aye.
Ms. Turner. Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Under PZA, if we can just get the title read in the record.
Amending the intergovernmental cooperation agreement between the County of Kankakee and the Village of Hopkins Park, Illinois.
Is there a motion to approve there? Maybe Ms. Foster with the motion, Mr. Featherling with a second. Kind of ran through this. It's just an addendum, so we can take care of some other things regarding the pipelines, etc. Roll call vote.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Weber.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker.
Aye.
Mr. Fairfield.
Aye.
Mr. Kirko.
Aye.
Mr. Eckhoff.
Aye.
Mr. Swanson.
Aye.
Mr. Featherling.
Aye.
Mr. Dunhill.
Aye.
Mr. Miller. Mr. Long. Mr. Kirkstra. Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hildebrand. Ms. Foster.
Aye.
Ms. Andrade.
Aye.
Ms. Armour Erps. Mr. Ashcraft. Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Ripmanick Emmy.
Aye.
Ms. Turner. Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Openings.
One opening on the McGilvery Special Drainage District, one opening on the Keebury Area Fire Protection District, one opening on the Animal Welfare Advisory Committee for a veterinarian, one opening on the BM Lewis Drainage District, one opening on the Momence Yellowhead Drainage District number one opening on the Sheriff Merit Commission, one opening on the Momence Pembroke Union Drainage District number one opening on the Kankakee County Public Building Commission, one opening on the Union Drainage District number two, one opening on the Essex Township Fire Protection District, and 3 openings on the Animal Welfare Advisory Committee.
Righty. Now, under new business, we have the insurances we just ran through in the Finance Committee meeting. So unless someone has an issue and wants to discuss one separately, I would accept a motion to combine and approve 241, 242, 243, 244, and 245, and 246. Okay. Mr. Dunhill with Mr. Eckhoff with a second. The last one is the only one I think we should vote on separate because it's a different substance, if you will. Any other questions about that? Roll call vote, please. Oh, yeah, go ahead, please.
Just so the full board understands that you have the packet in front of you, and we actually saved 5% because Blue Cross was at 17.8. Mike went ahead and got them back to go ahead and come back at 12.9, and then on our workman's comp and the other one, Home Ryan, so went up 7.5% compared to 12.5. So we saved 5% of both of those.
Yeah, in a bad market, it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yeah.
Because it's bad for a lot of people. Inflation hits healthcare in the same manner, sometimes more pronounced because they're making up for claims that are uncollectible. Sometimes, maybe.
So I thought the highlight should go ahead and be there.
Yeah, you got it. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes.
Aye.
Mrs. Weber.
Aye.
Mrs. Parker. Mr. Fairfield.
Aye.
Mr. Carrico. Mr. Eckhoff.
Aye.
Mr. Swanson.
Aye.
Mr. Featherling.
Aye.
Mr. Dunhill. Mr. Miller. Mr. Long. Mr. Kirkstra. Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hildebrand. Ms. Foster. Ms. Andrade. Ms. Armour Erps. Mr. Ashcraft. Ms. Monday. Ms. Ripmanick Emmy. Ms. Turner. Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Last item here, if we can get that read in the record.
Resolution to allow the County of Kankakee to renew a lease with Riverside Medical Center.
Motion to approve. Mr. Fairfield, a second. Ms. Monday. We're paying money. Roll call vote.
Mr. Hess.
Aye.
Mrs. Polk.
Aye.
Mr. Snipes. Mrs. Weber. Mrs. Parker. Mr. Fairfield. Mr. Carrico. Mr. Eckhoff. Mr. Swanson.
Aye.
Mr. Featherling. Mr. Dunhill. Mr. Miller. Mr. Long. Mr. Kirkstra. Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hildebrand. Ms. Foster. Ms. Andrade. Ms. Armour Erps. Mr. Ashcraft. Ms. Monday. Ms. Ripmanick Emmy. Ms. Turner. Mr. Wheeler.
Aye. Motion carries. Alrighty. Under old business, as mentioned before, if we would like to have that discussion, I would tee it up though with the first at least piece of fact to start with, okay, and then go with it where you will, your own opinions, all of that. But the only thing this body voted on, okay, the only portion of this that we own is the tax levy part. Okay, we voted to increase the taxes $1 million, okay, to agree with that type of program. And also the part that I came up with, that if they do not get any incentives if they don't meet the employment numbers as outlined. We have nothing to do with zoning or citing or any part of that within this body. That is purely a Manteno jurisdictional issue. And I want that to be clear, because I've heard this was getting phone calls all weekend on how we were allowed to let this happen. This is purely a Manteno jurisdictional issue that I personally support. That may anger some people. But I'm being honest with you. But all we agree to do, again, increase what the taxes on that property by $1 million, and also I'm sorry, one other thing. We're the recipient of the $5.2 million in training that the state is throwing our direction to get people trained to go into that facility.
$5.2 million?
Yeah. So that was that, but we're holding it on behalf of the workforce board who bids that out, those training dollars. So much like the workforce board, I just want to mention that. So beyond that, please have at it. So if there's any questions, comments, Mr. Hunter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The village of Manteno is near and dear to me. I come from a family of 5. My father was a microbiologist, and he ran the lab at the Manteno Mental Health Center, or Manteno State back in the day. For those of you who derive or from Kankakee County or the local community, I think the Manteno State Hospital may have been the largest mental health facility in the world at one point. It's my understanding that when that was proposed, there were some naysayers regarding that particular development. But as I indicated to you, I was one of the beneficiaries of that particular facility. My dad was a microbiologist. He ran the lab there, and he earned a living in order to send my brother and I to college. Brother later became an attorney. I went on to go to college, traveled throughout Europe after I graduated from college, and saw the world. Additionally, I also received a position there and served as a affirmative action officer. And I'd like to say that we made history by making sure that the building trades were reflective of the demographics of the area. Additionally, if I remember correctly, the first MEO, maintenance equipment operator, who was a female, worked at Manteno Mental Health Center. So we made history there. People look like me, people of color receive benefits, promotions, etc., as a consequence of that particular facility, which some people in Manteno did not want. Manteno Mental Health Center is not a little small bedroom community. I think we made history with respect to running the sewer line from Kankakee to Diversitech, which prompted a lot of different development up there in terms of warehouses, etc. Some people were against that. However, a lot of jobs have been derived by that particular action, which was taken by yours truly and Don Green. I remember George Ryan giving me a phone call, making sure that we were on the same page regarding that development. I remember Senator Jerome Joyce calling me and saying that he wanted Don Green and I to make sure that that particular sewer line would happen. More development for that little bedroom community, which derived scores of jobs, actually thousands of jobs with the warehousing and other developments up in the Manteno area. I just like to say, and I'm being redundant, that I usually predicate my vote based on facts and data. And I think you're safe when you do that. It may offend some folks when you vote on certain things, but I think it was unanimous, if I remember correctly, Chairman, that those things which this particular body voted upon was unanimous. And I would think that the 2,614 jobs that may be derived from the Gotion development will benefit generations yet unborn. When you have a job, you are able to get married, earn property, buy cars, invest in the community. and by and large, you know, you're not going to be in maladaptive behavior. You won't be involved in crime, and it stabilizes the community. This particular development would not only benefit the citizens from the village of Manteno, but the entire region. Not only Kankakee County, Iroquois, Will, Cook, and also parts of Indiana. And I'm pleased to say that I was supportive of that particular vote. Additionally, I've been told, I was told about this particular project back in July. Some folks said they didn't know anything about it. Facts weren't let out. You know, I live in Kankakee, and I knew about it, and I knew some of the details that questions I posed. I got the answers that I asked about. The latest is Friday. There were additional, as a member, vice chairman of the NAACP, we met with the Economic Alliance and posed questions to them, and they had our questions answered. Tyler Tall, who is the chairperson for the Economic Development Committee of NAACP, also posed questions to the Economic Alliance. We saw the video. We saw the frequently asked questions, and our questions were responded to in the affirmative. It's my understanding, too, that affirmative steps are being taken by the Economic Alliance, Kankakee Community College, the village of Manteno, to go abroad to review and take a look firsthand at other developments throughout the world. So with respect to safeguards, etc., they're making these visits to see how this operation is run, see what kind of safeguards are taken, to hopefully those will be reflected in the Manteno location. I can only say that I support this. I support the tremendous possibility of 2,614 jobs will be created. Other ancillary benefits to the area: more housing, more daycares, more retail, other developments associated with supporting that particular facility. Gotion will not be an island unto itself. I understand also, you know, they were talking about contamination. It's my understanding, and they said it on the record, anywhere from 97 to 99% of the materials created will be recycled. I think that's a positive initiative, and it negates the assertions that our environment will be contaminated. So I would hope and pray that we support this particular matter, and that we give our full cooperation for the betterment of the region.
Anyone else? Yes, Ms. Monday.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just would like to point out to our board members here, if this situation arises where, again, we're talking about contamination into Rock Creek, which I have been asked repeatedly about this as a county board member, I just use this as a response. You certainly can respond however you see fit. But as a breast cancer survivor, I went through genetic testing, extensive, even more genetic testing than what a normal person would go through, because I had such a family history of cancer. The geneticist proved that my cancer was not, I'm not genetically predisposed. There was no genetic predisposition at all. So after a lengthy conversation with the geneticist, it was determined that my mother, my father, my younger sister, and myself all had cancer. Those three are all deceased. I'm fortunate to still be here. They believe, and he did some extensive research on this in the Manteno area where I grew up, and stated that he believes that our cancers of our family were from an environmental incident. So more thinking into that as I answer the question, well, what about Rock Creek, and what about all this water contamination we're gonna have? And I said, first of all, your water comes from Aqua. Okay. Second of all, if you have a well, good luck, because for over 100 years, thousands of parcels of land, farmland, have backed up to Rock Creek, where they're using farmland, using pesticides and herbicides, things that it's believed caused my family's cancer because we had a well. So I would suggest that we take a look at that idea when people are asking you about this water contamination problem that everyone's anticipating we're going to have all of a sudden. Instead of focusing on Gotion, why don't we take a look at chemicals, pesticides, herbicides that farmers are spreading in their fields, and be sure that those 1,000s of parcels of land along that creek, that everything being used is safe for us to ingest, because that's exactly what is happening, and that is what caused the cancer in my family. Not saying everybody's, but in mine. So you feel free to use that as you wish, but that is actual factual research that was done by a geneticist at Orlando Health. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Snipes. Maybe
Just
Mr.
want
Miller.
to make one statement. I heard the commentaries on this morning stating that they reached out to elected officials. I don't know about other elected officials, but I do know that someone did reach out to me and say they were not made privy of the meetings, and I did make several phone calls. I did respond because they did send a letter to or emailed me via the county email, and I returned the call, and I also shared whether I agree or not with anyone. I do believe they are entitled to their opinion, and I also believe that we have a due diligence once someone contacts us to at least give them the information that they basically need. And at that point, I did find out that there was going to be a meeting held in Manteno, and I shared that information with them. So don't want to leave a caveat that politicians don't listen or return. I do know that when you respond to me, I will listen and I will return. Whether I agree with you or not, I am going to respond and give you information. Just the point of clarification.
Any more thoughts from the board? Alrighty. Any other business? New, old, otherwise? Mr. Hess? Wait a minute. I think that I just want to make sure I'm not. We still got. No, we don't. That's it. That's it. I just feel like we should be doing something else except leaving. Motion to adjourn, Mr. Hess. Second. Ms. Andrade. All those in favor say aye.